Hello, and thank you for joining me. My name is Whitney, and I'm starting a new tradition of posting a mini talk like this one once weekly regarding a yoga theme of the week. And this way we can kick off the week right. My intention with these talks is to help us all begin to live life a little bit more consciously and to even raise the level of our consciousness together. In these talks, I may pull from any number of sources in my life. I'm a Mormon and I love my faith. I was a biology major in college. I am in love with yoga and I own the Yoga Art Space Studio in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm a woman, I'm a wife, I'm passionate about bringing creativity into all aspects of my life, so I'm a painter and a dancer. And most recently, I've even begun to take my yoga off the ground as I've been flying with aerial yoga. So that is a little bit about me. Now, before I begin, I'd like to take a moment to mention our sponsor of this week's talk. This week I'm sponsoring myself, so this talk is brought to you by the Yoga Art Space Studio. The mission of the Yoga Art Space is to build a healthy, creative, and compassionate community. We understand the healing, empowering, and transformative powers of yoga, meditation, martial arts, and the creative arts. We strive to teach in a way that helps students to strengthen the mind-body connection. We know that as we begin to live a life filled with light and with passion, we invite others to likewise shine more brilliantly. Now, if you'd like to be the sponsor of one of our weekly talks, I invite you to reach out to me through the website www.yogaartspace.com, yogaartspace.com. Now, let's get on to our theme for this week. This week we are talking about minimalism and how it can be completely life-changing to begin to sort through the clutter that we have around us. There is a wonderful quote that we'll be working with this week. And if you know me, you know that I love to bring in quotes into all of my yoga classes. So this is the quote you'll be seeing if you come into one of my yoga classes this week. This quote beautifully summarizes the actual task of turning minimalism from a good theory into a sustainable way of life in your house. It can really be a way of living. This quote is from William Morris, and it says, "If you want a golden rule that will fit everything, this is it. Have nothing in your house that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful." Obviously, this can apply to more than just your physical house. So, whatever space you currently find yourself to be in, whether that's your house, your room, your office, your desk, or even your car, I'd like for you to take a moment to look around you. We're playing a little I Spy game. So for the next few moments, look around you, and the goal of this is to try to search for something around you that you will probably never use again, which doesn't really enhance the quality of your life in any way. So take a moment looking around you. This is a simple minimalist test just to give you a base note for how you're doing currently. I don't want you to feel like a terrible person, but this is just to tell you where your starting spot is right here and right now. I found several things in my space that I don't really need, that the quality of my life isn't really enhanced by. For instance, there's a holiday craft project that I still haven't finished. There are books that I may or may never read again. I'm seeing that there's some plants that have shed leaves on the ground that I haven't gotten around to picking up quite yet. And I see a poster that hasn't been hanging up for probably 6 months or so by this point, and it's just propped up against the wall. Now, I would definitely not call myself the messiest person ever, but on the other hand, throwing things away has never been the easiest task for me. I think I have this fear that the moment I throw something away, I'll actually need it for some reason, and then I'll have to waste money buying it all over again. The following little story will give you somewhat of an idea of how I've traditionally been when it comes to minimalism, or the lack thereof. When I was growing up, my dresser was raised up, and it had about an inch or so of space where I could keep some small items: papers, pencils, cute little erasers, bracelets, and many other little things. When I didn't know what to do with the junk, but I didn't want to throw it away, the item would inevitably make its way under this dresser. One day I was told to clean my room thoroughly because we had a special guest coming to our house. So at that time, I decided that I would go through the trove under my dresser. When I went through these items one by one, and I could see the value of each and every one of these items. Maybe I'll need it one day, I thought to myself, as I began preparing to just put these items right back under the dresser. A thought hit me at that point. I asked myself, if I haven't used this item for more than a year, what are the chances that I'll use it next year? And if I'm not going to use it anytime in the foreseeable future, why am I keeping it? I knew that it didn't add beauty or value to my life because it was just hidden under a dresser, sitting there, taking up space, and I would probably never use it. This is one of my first experiences going through things just to throw away what was no longer useful or beautiful to me. Now, one thing I'd like to take a brief note of at this moment is that some of the hardest things for me to throw away were things that have been given to me as a gift, which I never really found a use for.